Roaming the jungles of the Americas, there's one seemingly indestructible big cat that's decided to expand his diet. Its name is the Jaguar, and it frequently takes on one of nature's most deadly prehistoric monsters and wins. The crocodile family doesn't have a lot of enemies. You can thank those powerful jaws and Kevlar-like skin for that. But one such crocodile relative, the black Caiman, has picked up a bully that just won't leave him alone. Perched high on a riverbank or tree branch, the Jaguar scans the shallows, patiently waiting for the telltale ripples of Caiman activity through the water. When the time is right, Jaguars will pounce, leaping into the water in a furry flurry of scales, bubbles, and teeth. After a few nervous seconds underwater, most people probably assume the Jaguar is just the latest victim in a long list of animals that have fallen prey to the jaws of a Caiman. But the Jaguar is the master at flipping the tables, and 80% of the time, he emerges with a semi-conscious Caiman dangling from his jaws. For everyone that had their money on the Caiman, well, it's time to pay up. It's definitely one matchup that doesn't go the way you think it would. But why is that? How can a Jaguar sidestep millions of years of evolution and feast on a literal dinosaur? Well, there's a few reasons, and the first is geography. When it comes to big cats, there's two species that tend to hog the spotlight: lions and tigers. For the most part, these fearsome carnivores are limited to sub-Saharan Africa and parts of Asia. But head east of the Atlantic and you'll find the Jaguar, the only member of the panther family native to the Americas. While they aren't as famous as some of the other big cat relatives, put a Jaguar on the scales and they rank as the third biggest cat in the world behind lions and tigers. In fact, they're the biggest feline on the American continent. These majestic beasts can grow up to 2.5 meters long if you include their impressive whip-like tails. When it comes to weight, it depends a lot on where the Jaguar calls home. If you find one lurking through North or Central America, they rarely tip the scales past 60 kilograms. But head into the Pantanal region of South America, a large wetland covering parts of Brazil, Bolivia, and Paraguay, and male Jaguars can reach a massive 120 kilograms. They've got a huge feline skull, similar to that of a tiger or lion, a big, stocky body, which is much larger and more physically powerful than a leopard or a mountain lion, short, stocky limbs, and a low center of gravity. Add in a Jaguar's powerful jaws, and it sends most of South America's wildlife screaming in terror. Long canines that are rounded at the front and sharp at the back are purpose-built for penetrating hard surfaces and ripping through the flesh of their prey. But it's their ferocious bite strength which really cements the Jaguar's place as South America's apex predator. Pound for pound, the bite of a Jaguar is the most powerful of the big cats, even more than that of a tiger and a lion. And if being called a wild animal wasn't clue enough, Jaguars remain one of the only big cats which can't be tamed. While you'll often find tigers and lions in circuses, Jaguars just don't play nice. They're unpredictable, moody, and solitary creatures that really don't make the best exhibition animals in zoos and wildlife reserves. This unique set of characteristics means that the Jaguar doesn't hunt and kill its prey like other big predators. Where a lion or tiger will generally rip and slash at the necks or underbelly of their prey with their large incisors and canines, when combating smaller animals, Jaguars have a much more direct approach. They go straight for the head. Jaguars will lay in ambush for the perfect moment before striking at the skulls of their prey with explosive force. Imagine a set of these needle-like canines coming down on the top of your head. It's not uncommon for a Jaguar strike to lift the cranial cap off large mammals like the tapirs or capybaras. In fact, the name Jaguar comes from the Native American word Jaguar, which means he who kills with one leap. It's even more impressive when you consider that many animals in a Jaguar's hit list are much bigger and heavier than they are. Tapirs can come in at 300 kilograms, or just under triple the size of an average male Jaguar. But living in the vast wetlands of the Pantanal, Jaguars have had to contend with something that most cats hate: water. If you've ever tried to give your pet cat a bath, you'll know they do everything in their power to not get wet. And who can blame them? Domestic cats spend up to 50% of the day grooming themselves, and licking off a coat full of water for half the day sounds exhausting. For bigger cats, it's a different story. Tigers and lions love the water, using it to bathe and cool off in the hotter temperatures. But in the wetlands of the Pantanal, rivers, lakes, and estuaries make up a good portion of a jaguar's territory. Being an adept swimmer isn't just helpful, it opens up a whole new hunting ground for the cunning jaguar. In the water, jaguars are graceful swimmers, able to reach an average speed of 8 kilometers per hour in short bursts. They can also cover long distances, crossing streams and lakes to hunt prey or find shelter. But it's not just across the top of the water that the jaguar is a threat. They're also expert divers, frequently descend down to the river floor in search of food. Fun fact, the jaguar's diving ability is helped out by its incredible lung capacity. A single breath can allow a jaguar to stay underwater for up to 20 minutes without resurfacing. That's twice as long as a dolphin. Oh, and just to make their seafood dining experience even more impressive, when they finally do catch their favorite underwater treat, a jaguar doesn't even need to resurface to eat it. Talk about fresh fish! A jaguar's underwater superpower means they'll happily snack on fish, crack open the shells of turtles like walnuts, or stalk their favorite dish of all time, the black caiman. When it comes to hunting caiman, however, the chase is hardly ever done underwater. From here, jaguars drag their spoils up the banks and high into trees or thickets to eat their meal in peace. So, if our jaguar friend has successfully mastered the South American caiman, how would it fare against American alligators or even real crocodiles? Based on size, there's a slim chance that a jaguar might come out on top against an American alligator. But when you look at the top animal bite strengths in the world, the jaguar sits at number 5, while spots 1 through 3 include the Nile crocodile, the saltwater crocodile, and the American alligator. If you consider these crocs are 2 to 3 times the size of a jaguar, it hardly seems like a fair fight. But these matchups probably won't ever happen, and you know why? Social distancing. They're continents away from each other. So, what are jaguars afraid of? Apart from humans, of course. Anacondas have been documented to have eaten adult jaguars after coiling and restricting them. While it's not their favorite meal, jaguar-shaped bulges continue to be spotted in the bellies of both anacondas and boa constrictors. But one last question remains, one that's particularly important for the people that call the Pantanal home. Do jaguars attack humans?
A woman attacked and seriously hurt by a jaguar.
There are reports and casualties associated with human-jaguar attacks. However, the numbers are low and incidents are quite rare. Having said that, human encroachment and deforestation in their natural habitats means there is an ever-increasing contact between us and jaguars. Not all of them friendly. It doesn't matter if you're a cat person. This is one kitty you should probably leave alone. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to drop a like. And if you're not already subscribed, please hit that big red button right now. See you next time.